Welcome back, denizens of the Omniverse, for episode 12 of season 6 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is the penultimate episode of this season. We got one more, and then it's into the final season of the show. It's kind of wild that we are almost at the end of this run because we've been watching this show for quite a while now, but we'll worry about that when it comes. We got some crazy reveals and crazy information that was delivered to us last episode, and I'm so interested to see how we follow up on it. So with that all said, let's get ready to hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon. Over there, get early access. You can submit your own comments, questions, or fun facts for me to read at the end of these episodes. You also can go check out Agent Carter, which we've watched in full over there as well. And over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also can suggest and vote on movies to react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, help us do things we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And then I'll send it out of the way. Let's get ready to hop into episode 12, The Sign. Here we go.
We're not afraid. Our worst fears have nothing to do with you.
Oh, wait, is this Flint's perspective? Yeah.
What's going on? This isn't the lighthouse.
You gotta get out of here.
Who did this?
He's just a boy.
You lock up my friends? Let him go. Flint, don't.
Oh no, yeah, don't. Oh, stop. You're revealing your hand.
Stop.
Is he real or is he, I mean, any creation of this would believe it's real or play into the fact that you might think it's real. But is he the real Flint or just a creation? I guess it doesn't matter.
I thought your friends would bring me the monoliths. Instead, they brought me you.
And by doing so, they brought you the monoliths.
You can build them.
Yep.
There's no way I'm helping you.
I don't need your help.
Well, the fear entity would probably resist, but because they can control space and time as well, so they probably did usurp him from his timeline. Yeah, I would feel like if he was a projection of their fears created from nothing, that manifestation would have just went ahead and did it. Well, here we go. I just noticed that the stones themselves are kind of like a gradient. You got white, gray, and black.
Our friend Robbie Reyes had something inside him. He was able to control it.
That's my point. I don't know that I can control it.
Who knows? Maybe you can. Don't know if you did, if you don't try. Yo.
Wow. When did
Wow.
If I had another day or two, we could have had him in rose gold.
God damn. Yeah, let's go.
You'll defeat her. You let the rage out. Then let the other part of you rein it in.
It's not as simple as you make it sound.
That's why I'll be there, to remind you.
Sarge gave us his stockpile of daggers and we've melted them down to make bullets.
Oh. Yeah, let's go. We got Shrike murdering bullets now.
Sarge has the sword, so he's our best hope.
What an interesting, wild turn of events.
That part of him, he's scared of it. And he's scared because it's not a part of him.
So you want to exercise it?
I'm saying if S.H.I.E.L.D. opens this gateway.
The power of Christ compels you. We have a full-on exorcism. Call Ed and Lorraine Warren. Well, I can't at this point.
But if I see a chance to get Coulson back, I'm going to take it.
Who would be our Marvel equivalent of John Constantine? That isn't Doctor Strange. I mean, maybe Doctor Strange could do something along these lines. Well, there they are.
Bring me an army!
I'm sorry. That was not as badass as I think they thought that would be. Not the most imposing or powerful line read right there. She sounded just so bored.
Izzo knew exactly the right way to cripple the Zephyr.
Well, like Mac Noon didn't have a choice.
Well, I didn't have to try so hard.
Yeah, this is bad, but it can't be worse than that one time on that one planet.
The smelly one?
The shiny one.
Nothing is that bad.
Love their shorthand banter. Sounds like a bunch of stories it would have been fun to sit in on.
S.H.I.E.L.D and her strike operate on a subset of sonic frequencies.
We always suspected she could hear our communication.
communications.
Oh, that's...
We probably shouldn't even be on the radio now.
We are off to a
That's
great
good
start.
to know. Yeah, I was about to say, that's some news we probably could have had earlier.
We're signing off. We'll see you on the other side.
Hey, Sarge, do me a solid. Make sure you end her.
For Davis.
Even going in dark, how are they going to get the cuffs to Mac and Yo-Yo without confronting S.H.I.E.L.D?
What if we could, you know, get past her?
Go on. What do you mean?
It's tech. It might not work. I mean, it probably won't.
If you know of a way to get past S.H.I.E.L.D, then you really are a wizard.
Okay, but you promise you won't be mad?
Is this stolen S.H.I.E.L.D. tech?
Because it's kind of already here.
Wait, what? What is he talking about? Is this something we've seen before? Yeah, I guess I was wrong about the coloration. When the particles were coming together, it looked a little more grayscale than anything.
What's she gonna do with them?
If she ain't gonna use it to feed the poor or heal the sick.
If only.
Is S.H.I.E.L.D the destroyer of worlds?
No, not quite.
So it worked. You saved Earth. And you saved the lighthouse.
Good thing he doesn't seem too upset that it didn't change their timeline, though.
They sort of made you with their minds.
Oh.
I know. It sounds
Oh.
crazy, but that's what the third monolith does.
Okay, so he's not real. He's just a copy.
Look real to me.
I'll take it from here.
Okay, well, at least that's the assumption we're working with at the moment. It could, like, as we know before, they could do the other thing, but the fear thing wouldn't have made sense with what we've seen, with how it works before, for it to just ported the real one over.
You must need a reminder of what I'm capable of.
No! Yo-yo!
God, she's vile.
Remember how excited you guys were when I was able to make those cuffs so fast? Just hold on to that feeling.
Don't be mad at me.
I'd like you to meet Leo Fitz and Gemma
Wait,
Simmons.
he's got an
They
entire
identify as
corner?
my grandparents, so
Yeah.
let's just go with it.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. They identify as my grandparents, so just go with it, because you can't just say that, because look at them. That wouldn't make any sense to anybody that doesn't know. How and who greenlit this? Who greenlit him being able to carve out an entire wing of their base to dedicate it to his startup, to relocate his, he even brought all the goddamn lemons.
May I introduce you to the Shore Drive?
Is this a
It's a
drive?
It's new one.
Patent pending.
Patent pending.
You stole this.
I just was gonna tell you. First of all, S.H.I.E.L.D. stole this from the Revoreth, and I doubt that the evil aliens have a good patent lawyer.
He makes a very valid point.
You've stolen all of this.
Oh no! Oh god!
Is that framework code?
Oh no!
And the Shaw Drive, which now that I say it sounds bad, that could be the one way to save our friends.
He's not wrong.
Does it work?
We've done some tests that have gone well, and most of the mice survived.
Maybe with all, yeah. Pool your knowledge. Oh, contain yourself. Contain yourself.
Fine, Deke.
Whew.
Whatever Nana and Bobo want, obviously, run it by me first, and then help them. Let's treat it like it's launch day, people.
Wow, what the hell? That's hilarious. All that good faith almost completely eradicated.
So where does one get a space ghost killing sword anyway?
I don't know. Just always had it.
That's a little strange. Oh no. Oh no. It's gonna turn into Resident Evil real quick, isn't it?
Strike killing bullets. Should have thought of that. Just never been to a planet that was so into guns.
Well, welcome to Earth. Our Earth. Well, Earth.
I'm pretty sure I killed most of the birds at the tower.
Not quite. There's still quite a bit left over. But they can't have mass-produced... Like, they should have a finite amount of bullets. Just, you know, because they didn't have that much metal to work with to begin with. But that's why May brought a dagger. That means she can stab as many as she wants without reloading. Which is probably, in hindsight, maybe a little more effective against the Shrike to begin with. Would have been bladed weapons, which we had. Oh! Put your wings back in your mouth. Yeah, this has kind of turned very Last of Us more than Resident Evil. Oh!
Down.
Seriously, just whip out the sword.
You didn't use your...
I'm saving it for her.
Maybe the head? Well, it doesn't matter. They're not in the head.
Too much? I don't know. Kind of felt like overkill.
That was very Coulson. This is feeling very, very Coulson.
Nothing.
Yeah, I think that's the vibe they're getting right now. It's a little too comfortable, a little too familiar. He's getting a little eerie in a good way.
The charging system's our next priority.
Agreed. Yeah, but it mostly works, right? I don't know how it works. And you can't tell me because you didn't build it.
Oh, no, yeah.
We've got bugger all to show for it.
We've got bugger lots. You know what? You are just jealous that I came up with the big solve.
Jealous? Of what? Half your ideas are mine?
I won't travel down this road again. It's exhausting. And Mac and Yo-Yo need us.
Yeah, let's not retread all of that. I love that she's like, no, guys, fuck it, stop it right now.
Why don't you let us take the kid and go?
But we're just getting started. And you've only begun to serve your higher purpose.
What's that?
Ascension.
Oh, no. I don't like those words. A little too familiar.
And we won't let you hurt him.
It was your hand that shattered his bone. The boy has 2 legs, so sit down.
She's something else, man.
If we address the quantum target...
That's a backup parameter. Why would we waste our time tweaking redundant systems?
Well, you know
Because they're
redundant.
rigid.
You're not a genius. You're a hack. No BS Foundation can hide the fact that you built this company not to advance science, but to get rich.
I built this company because no one liked me.
Ooh.
I built it because I've never belonged anywhere. And because all of my friends are gone. And the woman that I gave lemons to thinks that I'm a loser. My girlfriend turned out to be a psychopath.
And Snowflake was not good for you.
I was talking about Sequoia. You didn't even want me to know that Fitz died.
I wanted to spare you the pain.
But I could have shared that with you.
Yeah.
I could have helped. I survived an apocalyptic hellscape.
Wait.
Oh.
What do I have to do to get a little respect around here?
No, no.
Don't even think about it.
What? Why are we clapping? What the fuck? They think that was like a performance?
So cool.
Or no, they just actually. Okay, they're. Hell yeah! Let's go! Get fucked, bitch!
Flint? Deke? What are you doing here?
Let's go!
We gotta go.
Here, take this. It'll keep her out.
What about you?
It's okay. I got problems with wearable tech anyway.
True. He's like, not for me. That just means he's possessible, though.
Is that a jump drive on your back?
Yes, and I would give it to Flint to get him out of here, but we did tests, and most of the mice did not survive.
But you lucked out, and you were one of the ones that did. Oh, fuck.
Yes, I got an escape hatch on my back. Go.
Thank you, Agent Shaw.
That's true, assuming it works. Aww, Agent Shaw. Nothing better happened to fucking Deke, man. And he better get some goddamn respect at the end of this.
I gotta jump.
Oh, at least it didn't kill him. It just didn't get him where he wanted to go. It could have... Pocket sand! It could have... It very well could have put him into a wall, though.
The jump drive isn't working. Yeah, well, of course.
Not the time!
20 to 30 minutes at least.
Well, I wish you had told me that.
Well, you just kind of... Yeah, dude! Oh, let's go. Wait a second. Hold up. I don't know if I'm seeing something or not. I know obviously these are practical and they're probably made of some kind of foam or something like that, but I can't tell if the camera wobbled there or if the one she just brushed her hand on, she accidentally nudged it, because it looked like the whole ass monolith just wobbled a little bit. I'm sorry, like usually nothing catches my eye like that discreetly, but that looked, something made it just like, I thought it was funny. It's just one of those little things about movie magic, about filmmaking or whatever, and I just noticed. I don't know, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I'd love to know if you guys think that thing moved or the camera just kind of jiggled in that moment. I honestly can't quite tell. Obviously they had to put those in there. They're not actual stone and they're probably extremely light. So the wrong amount of pressure very well could have jiggled this thing. See, that time she touched it a little lighter for that second one there, third one, whatever.
You know, one good thing is this gave me an idea. What about a game where you kill zombies? I bet nobody's done that.
Well,
That's
actually,
an excellent idea.
Fitz was just like, what are you doing?
You kill with knives. Maybe one with like a chainsaw.
Oh my God, Resident Evil 4? Just any of them? Yeah, the joke is there's a lot of those actually. Oh, is that her song? Is that S.H.I.E.L.D singing? Oh, she got a full-on costume change.
You're lucky I made it here. There's something out in that jungle.
It's like zombies. It's like a Romero movie out there.
Ah, zombies. Why not?
S.H.I.E.L.D shattered his legs, so when the shock wears off, it's gonna be bad. You fly him out of here?
Yeah, we need help save the planet. I think we owe him one.
Thank you.
Hmm.
We're gonna head back to the temple.
Oh, Daisy, May, and Sarge will appreciate the backup.
Sarge.
Oh yeah, you've missed a little bit.
This world, it's so much better than the one you came from.
You guys still have tacos, right?
All the tacos you want, Pebbles. We'll hit a drive-thru when we get back.
What's a drive-through?
Don't worry about it. You'll hopefully learn quite a bit about that. Wait. Oh, her song is...
I hear it in my sleep.
Oh.
I don't like this.
I mean, she's
It's not going to do anything to him, will it?
The gate to summoning them.
Okay, good. So far, so good.
You do the right thing.
How can you know that?
Because I know who you are.
But if you're harboring any hope that after all this, I'm going to turn into this Coulson guy, you got to let that go.
Maybe Phil Coulson is gone forever, but I still believe there's good in you, even if it isn't him.
Let's go, May. Hopeful May. She's come a long way. Let's see if we can now save the day. Uh-oh. Behind you, dude. Behind you, dude.
I'll take anywhere but here. Hey, no! I'm out!
Oh, God. Oh, where are we?
I made it. I'm safe.
Oh, God damn it. Now you gotta wait for a whole new charge.
Where's that?
Oh, well, bye, jump drive.
What's left? Towards the bloody sun!
Long story short, I had to lure away an army of zombies. Turns out they were the fast kind. Not easy to shake, so we have to get in the air now.
Oh, no. God damn it. Hold on a second. I am sorry. This just crossed my mind because it should be something that should be crossing theirs, I feel like. Daisy, like, her thing is vibrations, which in turn is maybe vibrational frequencies and radio frequencies, or no, because that's vocalization is vibration. I would hazard a guess Daisy should be able to just, well, again, that's just like if she had a greater mastery of her powers than we've seen up until this point. I mean, well, she dismantled those guns we saw in space, but I'm just, in my head, I'm just thinking these things they share the material of these rock. Again, rocks, frequency, vibration, all these things. Even Daisy did it before when she opened the portal of one of these things before, supplanting the mechanism that was designed to do that with her own gift. I'm just thinking, like, Daisy, if like really locked in, I think could be enough to kill these Shrike outright or just obliterate their bodies completely. I don't know. Sorry, this is something that crossed my mind. We haven't even seen her attempt to, she hasn't even used her powers at all in a minute, it feels like. So it's like, I feel like, has she tried? And I could be wrong. Whoa. God damn. She turned those things into smoothies. Oh, it's getting more intense the closer we get.
Maybe you should just...
Whoa. Well, that's, she opened her gateway.
We can take the Quinjet.
We can't. Piper took it. We had to get Flint out.
Our Flint?
Yeah, you missed a bit. Oh, God damn it.
Do we even want to ask how we got here?
Monolith energy.
You're the one who brought Sarge on this mission, the man who just tried to kill us with a nuclear bomb.
Like I said, a lot has happened since then, Durant.
Oh, my God.
There's too many of us.
Well, they've made it.
She's mine.
Oh! Whoa! Wait, what? What the fuck? Why? Why not?
You can't do it, can you?
The thing inside of him won't let him.
He called me Sky. How would he have known that?
I went to enough Sunday school to learn that when the devil shows up, he'll be wearing the face of someone you trust. He'll make you question everything you see and everything you know.
Wow. That is valid.
She's playing you, Sarge. Don't listen.
You have new senses, new understanding.
Take control. There is good in you. Look at me.
I'm worried about May.
What do you feel?
Anger and fear. Fear of this pain that's been a knife in my heart for so long.
That pain is love. I was afraid of it too.
But you let me feel it.
You gave me
Family.
purpose, a crew. Remember me.
You're right. It's love. The pain is love.
And now I need to exercise that pain, and he's gonna, god damn it, yeah. Fuck! No!
To cut it out of me. Slice it away and be done with it.
Oh no, oh no. She's in front of the thing. She's in front of the thing. No! Ah!
How's that for a sign?
Oh my god, you piece of shit! Catching up with, yeah, Enoch. Who else?
There is a problem. The Chronicons on your list are no longer anthropologists.
No, they've been converted.
They have all been reassigned.
Oh my god. Yep. Oh, fuck! What is this? Why are we doing this? Why did they do this to me? How dare they? No way. No way. Right now, one, that's not how May goes. I refuse to accept and believe that. God damn it. And Mac, in the end, God, the moment that they started to do this, like, devil and angel on his shoulder thing, I knew, especially based on that conversation, maybe I guess I didn't know, but it felt like with everything he's been saying up until this point about this pain, about all of this, and then her giving it identity. You know, that pain is the absence of love. It's a sign that it was there. It's evidence of that. And now he's just like, oh, thank you. You gave me the answer. This is how I can get rid of it. I need to now kill the people that I love. And maybe without that pain, I can do what needs to be done. Or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if this was he said, well, this is signing up for you or whatever the fuck he said to S.H.I.E.L.D. there at the end. So I don't know that he's necessarily, it's not like, I don't think he's joined her. I still think he's still got that, you know, but like she's got this other expectation or some shit, and he couldn't physically bring himself to stab her either. Again, he's like of two minds, right? There's something in him, then there's what he is, what carries alongside him as well, that came with this body. So he's just kind of fighting through that. But May, she got kicked into the other side, through the portal, into their world. I really hope she doesn't come back possessed herself. But I love, like, Mac's whole little thing, too. Obviously, being the religious man that he is, he very much so deeply takes to heart a lot of the, you know, things that he's learned and brought into that and projects that onto what's going on. But he's not completely wrong, given everything they've seen up until this point. Not really knowing what truly Sarge is. You know, the devil does play in these tricksterous ways. He can put on a face, he can put on these airs, and he can sway you, trick you. He's the great deceiver, you know, and he's afraid that they bought into this lie because this guy has Coulson's face, while he's done anything and everything up until this point to really kind of hammer in that he's not truly Coulson. But obviously they believe that he's in there, and I do think that he is. He's just overwhelmed with this other thing that is dampening and muting his memories. I think if we were able to figure out how to exorcise, again, I like all the demonology references to this as well, because there was the exorcism talk about getting this thing out of him, about connecting it to the Ghost Rider as well, in the same way that it operates and is a kind of like a demon in and of itself. Obviously, they're talking about the mechanics of it, because I don't think literally, classifiably, that they are the same entity or from the same plane, but it's just a similar thing, because the Ghost Rider is from a different plane. In Marvel, hell is just a different plane or realm, and this is them kind of trying to understand it based on something they've seen before. But I love the way that all the language kind of plays around it. But I think if we do get this thing out of him, maybe he will not feel the pain, not feel the void, not feel the absence, and those memories that he had, at least at the time of being created, will come rushing back. I mean, because we saw with Flint, created from this stuff. Acted, thought, believed just as Flint, the one we knew. Remembered them, remembered everything, unmuted, because he doesn't have this thing inside him. So yeah, and they did clear that up, that he was created from the monoliths. He wasn't, even though they have the power, because that's how they even, I guess I was going to say, it was like, what if everybody we've been following is just a monolith copy? That's where my brain was going. They wouldn't know any different. They were the ones that interacted with the monolith, but they didn't interact with the creation one. They did just the time one. So the monoliths could have very well have done what they presumed initially. It could have yanked, I presume could have yanked. Well, I guess the monolith has to be at the destination point as well. That's kind of part of the conditions, I think, if I remember correctly, about that, about how the time travel element of it works. I don't remember. But otherwise, I do think that these monoliths probably had the power to yank the real Flint from that alternate timeline, the alternate future, and bring him here. But that implication got thrown out the window when they just kind of leaned into the creation aspect of it. But they're still treating him all the same. And it's also a fun way to get these fan favorite characters like him from the future and bring him to the present storyline with this. And then it's almost like with the same way that Coulson has been resurrected, assuming they keep him around going into the next season, a good way to kind of keep Clark Gregg around like that. but I don't know, and get this kind of a reset point as well. I'm really interested to see like how this season looks when it ends. But again, I want to come back to like these things, the Shrike themselves, they share the properties of the monolith, which means they are in some essence, some way crystalline, which is obviously when they take over the host and they jettison, they do grow like crystals and shatter out and expand. Daisy should, I think, be able to be a catalyst for the destruction as well, because her powers are vibrational. I feel like she should be able to kill the Shrikes even inside their hosts if she's able to tune into it. They're controlled via song, via frequency, and all these other things. And I feel like she should be like the thing that can take this out. If they ran out of ammo, they ran out of this sword. I feel like she should be the answer. But I guess they're not really leaning that route. I mean, clearly they're not. I mean, at least against the Shrike, because they are kind of the monolith. Whatever S.H.I.E.L.D. and whatever is in Coulson are obviously very different than the Shrike themselves. The Shrike are just kind of like a mechanism for hollowing out, infecting, and spreading to clear out vessels for her kind to inhabit. I don't think the implications of the Shrike, though, are her kind. It's just a mechanism for producing a mass amount of hosts for her people once she succeeds. But yeah, fun stuff. But the monoliths have been recreated now that she's possessed Flint and forced him to recreate them, bring them back into existence here. May's been stabbed and kicked into this alternate realm where they all come from, where the sword even comes from, because S.H.I.E.L.D.'s like, how do you still have that? That shouldn't exist here, or whatever. God, there's so many fun little things they're playing around with this. And then I think my favorite aspect of this is like the confrontation with Fitzsimmons and Deke, especially with the revelation. It was like he was winning so many points with Fitz this season, like since they reunited and all of this, and you know, he did come up with a couple of good ideas all on his own, but the thing is, you know, he's right. He was pulling those ideas from them and probably even taking them back to his team to deliver on these things, showing that while he is ingenuitive, he can be a quick thinker. He's not like the inventor like Fitz. He's not all that other kind of stuff. He can learn how a thing works and play with it, like with the belts, the gravity belts and stuff like that. But he's not the creator. You know, he's more of a tinkerer. But he's good at surrounding himself with people that can get the job done. So like watching that all explode as in this dire situation, he had to admit that he's kind of been a little deceptive about a couple of things up until this point. The borderline meltdown that Fitz was having during all of this was hilarious and heartbreaking at the same time. And meanwhile, Simmons was just like, I cannot do this again. So much fun. But then Deke getting into the field and being finally knighted Agent Shaw by Mac once he was in the field with the jump drive. We got a whole zombie situation going on. What a wild freaking episode. But yeah, I want to go back for you guys that were like back before. Let me know about that little like set thing with the monolith. I feel like it wobbled, but anyway. Let's see. Where are we here? Let's go over to Patreon and see what we got. Let's see. We got Christopher Simeon. If you notice, things created from the creation monolith don't have a solid molecular structure. They dissolve when they are severely damaged, but Sarge has been severely damaged and his body was created by the monolith, so why does he not dissolve? Well, I don't recall that being a thing. I mean, Flint got severely damaged and he's just kind of walking around. I'm struggling to remember a time where something created by the creation monolith dissolved. We saw the ones that were dissolved by the rift energy. If we're talking about the fear apparitions that were coming through the tear, the things that were in the sphere, I feel like that, well, I don't know. Maybe because that's unstable. Flint was created, well, no, I don't know. I don't know. I think something about You're right. I don't know. I don't have a good answer. Maybe it's because S.H.I.E.L.D knows more about how to use these things than us, and maybe whatever. It's huh. I mean, I guess you make a good point. I never really thought about that aspect of it, because if we go back to it, the apparitions, the creations created by the rift before it was sealed should theoretically operate in the same way as Sarge. The difference, though, maybe is because this host body is trying to dissolve when it's getting destroyed, is trying to break apart, but because he's become a vessel for this other entity, maybe it's the other entity that makes him different. Maybe that's why. S.H.I.E.L.D and Patchy, my nickname for Coulson's body, are both, Pachacutic, are both non-corporeal beings that have some control over their molecular structures. In episode 11, we learned that S.H.I.E.L.D possesses people by aligning her atoms and theirs, pushing their consciousnesses out. She told Sarge that she learned how to form her body on her own, and that is because she is controlling her atoms and aligns the space between them into solid. This is also how she creates the Shrike, which is small, which start as a rock shape, and then she shapes them and their atoms into a bird/bat shape. She doesn't have energy to create many birds, which is why they get energy from the Earth's ley lines to make more themselves. Oh, that's why they were targeting those things. That makes sense. Crystals are like the basic form of atoms, basic form atoms take when they become a solid. It's very true. That's a very good point. Look at you, learning little things here. Now, Sarge doesn't dissolve. Patchy being inside him allows the atoms and the creations to become solid, so S.H.I.E.L.D or Patchy enter a creation. That creation becomes more solid or real because the atoms align properly. Okay, so kind of, I guess, where I kind of did my mental gymnastics earlier in this little comment. So I think we're kind of on the same page there. Or at least maybe I didn't say it very well enough, but I think we're on the same page. Only when a powerful vibrational frequency, like when Daisy hits him in 611, can disrupt that process. We see Sarge face struggling to keep his shape in that episode. Yeah, thank you, Daisy. More powers, please. I feel like if she really wanted to, she could do some real damage. The show doesn't really go deep into S.H.I.E.L.D and her powers because there was less time to flesh it out, but I believe this idea works. Once the being enters a creation, atoms become solid matter even after the being has left the body. Okay, good. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty sound assumption based on what we've seen so far. I'm really curious to see how it will all play out in the subsequent episode, but we'll see, man. Thanks for all the information. That's a really intellectual insight into how all that functions. We got Silver Tier Moon. There's so much going on this episode, bouncing between 3 different parties and then members splitting the parties even more. In my opinion, Deke is the MVP this episode. Was Fitz right about him appropriating tech he didn't know enough about? Yeah. Was Deke a bit of an idiot for basically storming off with an unfinished drive? Yeah. Did he show up at the perfect moment to rescue Mac, Yo-Yo, and Flint? Absolutely. Plus, being able to place a camera to keep the base informed of what's going on at the temple. Lemon Boy for the win. Lemon Boy for the win. Yes, I'm with you. Like, he's our lovable little scamp. I love him so much. Zombies! Once again, S.H.I.E.L.D managed to do it before the MCU, and there's still more S.H.I.E.L.D did it first to come. Ooh. Interesting little tease. Sarge, we all knew him turning against the team was a possibility, but who'd have thought he would have done that to May? Asshole. Yeah, the moment we got there towards the end, I started to fear that more and more, especially when they were alone together in the room with S.H.I.E.L.D. I was like, May's chances of getting hurt are rapidly increasing as this episode went along. And lastly, another Chronicom teaser at the end. How in the hell is this going to tie into what's going on? Part 2 of season finale next week. See you then. I have to imagine all this Chronicom stuff is going to be set up kind of like maybe what I predicted previously. I presume maybe the Chronicom thing will be the final season to close off the last of our lingering threads that was established throughout the show up until this point. That's my guess, at least. And then we got KDB. We have, the amenity amity between Fitz and Deke was nice while it lasted. Jeff Ward gave a great performance in the scene preceding his jump. Poor Deke. Do you think Fitz's anger was justified, or did he overreact? I think in Fitz's pure, passionate way, I think he may have overreacted a tad. I get where he was coming from and the passionate feelings that he has about all of these different things, but I think it does discount a little bit of what Deke has been able to actually do. But yes, Deke presenting all these things as he's like an idea guy. He comes up with the ideas and finds people to make it, whereas Fitz and Simmons, they are both the idea people and the people that makes it. So in a way, Fitz, like, I think, not that he's wrong, felt like Deke was just kind of like, profiteering, not doing it for the right reasons. And I think he's right. I think he started it with good intentions, very, very certainly about that, because he's trying to make a world. He might not know how to do the things, but he started a company to try to make the world better than the one he came from, at least. There's a good avenue for what he did, even if he can't be the inventor, he can't be the creator, or whatever in the same way as his grandparents. His heart was in the right place. But also, yes, he is profiting about all of this, but you kind of got to do that. So it's not like it's a bad thing, but I think the way he positioned it and was selling it to them for their favor is what Fitz is a little more upset about, I think. And what a twist with Sarge at the end. Do you think we'll lose May? No. After seeing what Sarge did to May, do you think there's still hope for Coulson to return, or is he too far, or are we too far gone? I think there's still hope once we purge whatever this is from him. I think we won't have our Coulson back, but we will have a Coulson back. That's how I expect this all to end, especially considering we have one more season, and they very well could do a final season with 0 Coulson. You know, they set up that expectation at the end of season 5, but obviously they brought Greg back with this storyline, so I would hope for a payoff to bring him back in some way. That's all I have for this episode. Most of the good discussion is best served after the finale. See you next week. Good to know. All right, man. Now that's all we got from Patreon, so we'll end it there. Guys, another fantastic episode, but what did you think? How do you feel about everything that transpired here? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, or if you want to get early access, submit your own comments, questions, or fun facts. You can do all that over on Patreon. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out Adriana Maley, Lila Chanson, McGreg, and Kiana Chanel. Thank you guys so much for becoming saviors here on the channel, helping sponsor and support the rescues that I'm taking care of here at the office. You guys have been a tremendous help with all of that. Thank you guys so much for your additional support. And as always, I want to give a special thank you to all of our channel legends. Your support and everybody over on Patreon allow us to do pretty much all of what we've done on this channel for the last couple years. Without you guys, with all the copyright bullshit over on YouTube and everything we got to deal with on this side of things, you guys keep this train a chugging, and I really appreciate you guys so much. Hope you all have a happy holiday up until this point and around the corner as well. And then also I want to thank everybody here on the channel, because without y'all we wouldn't even be here, and all this is for you guys anyway. But that's this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.